Hello and welcome to another update on TTD, the trade desk. We have talked about TTD on this channel before, the trade desk, few times. It is a stock that's interesting because we are dealing with a 5-wave move to the upside here, which topped in 2020. And then since then, the market has been in a correction. Yes, we came down in 3 waves, moved up to new highs even, and now we're coming down again. Basically, this is a crystal clear sideways consolidation. From an Elliott wave point of view, we would call that a so-called flat correction. However, what happened down here is a bit messy, a bit unclear. Therefore, unfortunately, I cannot yet confirm a low. It's difficult to say if a low really formed or not. I have to say my preference is, of course, I would like to see a low to have formed, but I think more likely would be still a slightly more extended correction. But we'll take a look at some of the fundamentals as well. We'll take a look at what the PE ratio says. Is this stock overvalued, undervalued? In both scenarios, I'm looking for higher prices. Either wave 2 already bottomed here, but because we have a messy double bottom structure, which often doesn't hold, from my experience, these often break. That's a bit unclear. But yeah, basically the idea is the top here that formed in November 24, December 24 is only the top of a corrective wave. If I go to the daily chart, then you see some more of the microstructures. And in the orange scenario, we might be in the process of forming a low. Maybe the low has already formed in wave 5 of C of 2 there. But I haven't seen a clear impulse up yet that would suggest we have bottomed. If in the orange scenario we already formed a low, then the C wave down in wave 2 unfolded as an expanding diagonal pattern. And we would now need to see an impulse move up, a 5-wave move up, and a 3-wave move down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be wave 1, then a 3-wave move down in a wave 2, and then we can go. However, if the market can rally in 5 waves but then moves down impulsively as well, then this is likely just simply an extension of this wave 2 correction, and we could enter the lower support region. But we have to probably wait a little bit until circle wave B is complete. Only then we can really calculate a target for circle wave C. So I think we have to remain patient here a little bit. I mean, it is, as I said very clearly, it is possible a low already formed, but I just simply haven't seen enough price action from the lows. It's not very clear at this point, but definitely interesting overall because it is a larger degree 1-2 setup, just now waiting for a clear local setup to confirm. But overall, yeah, I'm looking for higher prices with the risk that this is simply a B wave bounce. Now let's also take a look at the fundamentals. Here's some of the key financial metrics. If you're wondering where you can trade TTD, you could do that on XTB. It's the broker that I use as well. We're building our MCO portfolio here on XTB and during on the X station. That's the dashboard. Here you get a full chart analysis tool with all sorts of tools that you can use on TradingView. Basically, you can trade the trade desk, for example. Yeah, and if you're interested in checking it out, there is a link in the comment section. If you use it, you support the channel, our project. It's an affiliate link, but also you might be able to qualify for a free stock. This offer, however, runs out at the end of the month, and it depends on where you're located, but you can take a look at it. The link is there, and you can just go through and see what you need to do to qualify. They offer 0% commission of trades up to 100,000 euros monthly turnover, free deposits, withdrawals, no custody fees, and there are, I think, more than 10,900 instruments you can trade, including Forex, by the way. But let's take a look at the info tab here. We go to financials. First of all, we can see, do they pay dividend? Not at the moment. You can check that as well. So this is obviously just an overview of key financial metrics. I don't want to give you a full fundamental analysis, but it's always interesting to see, what some of the metrics say. So first of all, some of you might not even know what the Trade Desk is. It's one of the leading independent digital advertising platforms in the world They operate a demand-side platform, which means advertisers use their software to manage, analyze, and optimize their ad campaigns across multiple digital channels. Yeah. Essentially, the Trade Desk helps brands buy ad space smarter using data-driven algorithms and AI to reach the right audience at the right time. They don't really compete with Google or Meta directly, but they give advertisers more transparency and control across the internet. Now, let's talk about some key fundamentals here and what they actually mean. Now, earnings per share is at 85 cents. That means the company is profitable, which is rare among digital advertising tech firms that still focus heavily on growth. EPS has grown steadily, as revenue scaled and operating efficiency improved over time. Then we've got return on equity, ROI, which is 16.4%, which is quite strong, actually. That means the company generates 16 cents of profit for every dollar of equity, and it shows that management is using shareholder capital quite efficiently. Then we've got return on invested capital, ROIC, 12.5%. That's quite a solid figure, actually. It shows that the Trade Desk is generating healthy returns from its investments in technology and customer acquisition. Operating margin, bottom left corner, quite impressive, 17.7%. Quite impressive for an ad tech company. Margins have expanded over time, and they're obviously scaling, and I think they benefit from recurring ad spend on their platform. Important also to check, how much debt they have and everything. So debt to equity ratio is 0.10 and debt to assets is 0.13. That means they have very low debt. The balance sheet is quite clean, and that gives the company flexibility to reinvest and weather any downturns in ad spending. Now, the problem is the PE ratio. That's at 64.6. This is high. I mean, investors here are paying a premium for growth and quality, but for a tech stock with a proven track record, that's unusual. So the company's valuation reflects expectations of strong future growth in digital advertising. I have to say, though, if you look at the chart, which is not very clear and allows for a larger decline, I think that tells us that at least at some point, we should go back to lower valuations. Also here, EV to EBITDA, 43.6. That's expensive on a cash flow basis, but it is kind of consistent with other high-quality growth companies. So, I mean, overall, it shows the market values the Trade Desk as a premium asset in ad tech. So what does that mean? Yeah, we don't need to go through all the metrics. I mean, the Trade Desk is one of those companies where the valuation looks high, in my view, but the fundamentals do kind of justify it to a degree. I mean, essentially, you're paying for consistent double-digit growth, strong profitability, and a business model with high scalability and low capital requirements. So the combination, you have high ROE, solid margins, and low debt is what defines a premium tech company, essentially. It's not cheap, but it's also not too speculative in the same way unprofitable ad tech companies are. There are many. The Trade Desk has a proven model. They have a loyal client base and a technology edge to maintain, I think, a leadership position. Just be aware that the technical setup isn't very clear. So, I mean, if there was a crystal clear 1-2 setup locally here, I'd find that a bit more interesting, but there isn't. I mean, you could say, well, there is one, right? Yeah, but a double bottom structure is always unreliable, and I haven't seen enough movements to the upside from the September low to be really positive about this. So there's quite a bit of uncertainty, but that should clarify itself soon. I hope that added some value. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates about several stocks, also gold and silver, platinum, palladium, bonus updates, then check out our stocks membership. The link is in the description. It's the Patreon link, which takes you especially to our Discord server. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.